So here we have the OBIEE application standalone URL. So we're going to log into it using the username administrator, and we can select whichever language we want. The OBIEE application provides you different languages applications. We customize the dashboard names, the application subject areas and columns within the out of box for you. We'll pick up English and we'll get into the application. Here we are on the dashboard, the pane dashboard, which is a shared dashboard, and we are seeing the pane dashboard. We just navigate to the different components, the dashboards. We have the answers for the ad hoc capability. Under more products, we have the delivers, which is the delivering schedule mechanism. Other options are more not heavily used, but these are the other options on OBIEE. Under settings, we have the administration and my accounts for settings preferences. We have the logout options. So on the pane dashboard, we see that we have a regional analysis, brand analysis, year-to-year analysis. We are currently on the regional analysis dashboard, which provides you a set of reports which are of different format types, just as a demo to show you what are different types of options available. So yet, first of all, we have a text information which is provided with some kind of calculations from some subject area. The second one, this is a report shared folder location. It provides you a set of reports. It's a place where people can quickly look and for reports stored in a shared location. So if you want some users to have access to that, this is the option. Here is an example of a pie chart with a report prompt. It could modify itself to get values in forecasted dollars and other stuff. So this is a particular report prompt. This prompt only works for this particular report. It doesn't affect another reports on this page or the dashboard. Hence it is called as a report dashboard. Another one is a simple tabular form report, which is doing some kind of formatting based on the color. So you see that the values shown as about 100 seems to be more than in a blue color, and whichever are less than 100% are showing in a red color indicator, highlighting an alert kind of a situation. A guided navigation is shown, which can simply take us to a different dashboard altogether. So that's a guided navigation setting, taking for a further analysis to a different dashboard. The regional revenue is again another example of where we have the graphical reporting, and it's showing a bar as a line graph together combined into one thing. Here is another example showing us the scrolling bar. As soon as you bring your mouse over a particular area, it stops for you to navigate it further and read it through. Another example of a report which has a report prompt. It modifies itself based on the report selected by the user. So those are the different options shown in particular reports. We'll navigate to the other report. In this dashboard page, what we are showing you are the examples for the different prompts. This particular 4 prompts: year, region, district, and brand. These are called as the dashboard page prompts because they will modify as soon as the values are selected from these reports, and we say go, you see the values are modified in all the reports on this page. It's not particularly restricted to a particular report, but all the reports on a page. We have 2 other examples of different kind of reporting options in chat. Then you have the year-to-year analysis, another dashboard page, which has a set of prompts and very neatly organized reports from different subject areas. Then if we go to the My Dashboard. My Dashboard is an area, a dashboard which is private to any user for their own personal use. They could add contents from the reporting aspect or URLs from external world. It could be a single place for him to store his start and day. And every user should get access to the My Dashboard. initially this page will be empty, and as shown here, people could go ahead and click on, and they will be taken for editing of the dashboard. So here we'll take a moment to understand what are the different components available for users to add on a particular dashboard. So these are different dashboard objects which people can use in the dashboard, like a section. This divides the area into portions. You can add a link or an image which is stored in a particular location. You can embed some content. A simple text example. So first we'll put up some basic things. Let's add a section. This gives an area for adding other objects. So we'll add a text. Call it demo. You have options to format it to a limited extent. You can make it bold, you can make it underline, you can preview it, how it is looking, and save it back. So that's for the text object which we added on the report. Let's add the folder object. You can simply drag it and put it on the section. The tip over here is to leave the object where you want, and after seeing this blue area highlighted, and then it drops it to this particular location. Here's the option to configure a particular folder option. So it will allow you to browse into different areas, and let's say what we want to do is here. So let's just change demo folder. Now, there are other options like guided navigations, briefing book, links, which will not be covered as part of this demo because they need other setups to be done together. But this was a basic example of adding contents to a particular dashboard. We'll save this and view how those changes are reflecting on my dashboard. So you've got a text demo. About that we have a plain demo folder. We could have this. So this gives a handy location instead of going to answers and looking for a particular report. This is another way to provide folders with code access to users. Let's go back and do a few more things out there. We got page options. Initially we had a single page on that dashboard. So with the My Dashboard, we could go ahead and add some more pages. For that, we need to click on the plus sign, which is the Add Dashboard page. Let's do that. We need to give a name for the dashboard. Let me do the same thing as the description, which is optional. And here we have a new page. We could go ahead and add a few more things on this page. Let's do some simple things. Let's remove. Let's make that. The line break. Big dot is the line break and italics, a different kind of formatting which can be done on the text. The text is very powerful because what you want to do is you do not want to just give reports, but you want to give some information about the report, what it does, because then there will be new people in the team who do not understand what this report are, or that you are passing its information to other groups. It will be very vital to be giving this kind of information. So this is a good practice. Let's add a link. That's the URL. And let's save this. We got another page. So initially we just had the My First page, which by default is called page 1, and now we've got the My First page which we just created. So this is a way to create dashboard pages and add content to it. Yes, I'll come back there. Here we have 3 different icons configured. You could have more icons configured out here. The refresh, modify, refresh, printer friendly, and racing book. So these icons are always available at the bottom of the dashboard page. What you also could have is some icons like modify for a particular request. Depending on who the user is, you might want to give access to modify it right in front below the report itself, so that you do not have to go to edit dashboard and go to a particular area and modify all those kind of things. So you can have an icon right there. That we will do. Right. So that we will do for the reports. Let's take an example. Let's add a report now to the dashboard. So modify is usually used for the report, the actual request. So here you have a particular report and you want to say report length, and this gives me the option of 4, 5 reporting links depending on what your configuration is. So let's say we add modify, request, printer friendly, and download. Okay. So let's save that. Let's see how it looks. So we got a prompt out here. This happened to be a prompted report. Let's see this prompt. This one is a prompted report. So what it does, it has a series of prompts which you have to answer before you get the final result. So let's pick up these values. So you have an option of picking 2008, 2002, whatever year you picked up, and let's go to the next prompt. The skip prompt option may be available sometimes. What this does, it will skip the year, so eventually you are telling the system do it for all the years. Let's pick up a small set this time. The next prompt which is configured out here is saying, for the year 2000, which region do you want? Let's take central region. Here we could do multiple choices, so I've taken central region and southern region. Let's take the next prompt. And it gives me option for which particular market and that particular region. So let's take a few examples out here. Hopefully we'll get data for them. And here again I have an option to go back to the prompts or skip this particular prompt if configured. Sometimes the mandatory prompts do not have a skip prompt option, so you have to fill a value in those cases. So let's skip prompt. So here we got the report. So this was a more interactive report which allowed users to fill in values and get the data, but it had a process set into it. So you go from one prompt to another, you might have skip prompt options, but you have a defined way to go into it. Now you see the link below which we have configured. We got the return, which takes you back to the original spot which you started from, the modify link, which will give us options to directly go and start modifying this particular report. The refresh is to get a fresh set of data in case there is some modification. The print option gives you 2 different things, the HTML and the PDF. The HTML will open the report in a browser page, and since in the PDF format it will just open this in the Adobe Reader. So this example. So this report has been shown in the PDF format. Now you could go and print from here using the printer icon on the Adobe Reader. And usually for the better printing performance, it's always advisable to use Adobe if you want better performance, clear reports. And then you have the download options. So you can download the data from this report into an Excel, download into a web query, the 2 versions of Excel, or just download the data. So we'll do an example for Excel. It will open a prompt saying that you want to open it or save it. Let's say open this time. Yes. And here we have the data directly downloaded to us in Excel. I'm going to return over here back to the application where we started. And so what we have done is we have edited our dashboard, created a new dashboard, added a few components to it. I'm going to go back and to the edit dashboard. Now let's look at a few other things. So far we looked at the option of how we can add a dashboard. Let's look at the properties once you have created a dashboard, how it works. Now in case I thought I did not want a particular dashboard page, my dashboard page which we added just now, we could configure the delete for it. We could reorder the dashboard, so which one comes first and which one comes second. This is the rename option in case you plan to rename the dashboard instead of my first dashboard page. And let's call it dashboard page. And let's finish. Clear it and here is the changes. So my first dashboard page. We just go and delete this particular page. Let's get back to the demo situation. And then use this cross icon. Last for me a confirmation which I say, okay, yes, let's delete it. Alright, get back finish. And I'm going back to the original. PDF and control properties which you can set what printing options and what settings you want. Add column. So you want to create reports in two levels structurally. One page over here and other one besides it. That kind of a structure and dashboard if you need that kind of formatting. So those are the few options which you have in a particular dashboard. It gives you a different set of objects as well as all the reports which are accessible to you to be added on a dashboard. So depending on the use, people may use links, images, you can use your email information out here or subscribe to an RSS feed. You could have your reports. It could be a rich set of information coming from different sources. It's not restricted to just OBIEE. So let's save this. And here we see that we are back to the original scenario of just having one page on my dashboard. Now we're going to browse to the answers part of the application. So here we are in the answers, which provides us two subject areas, the pane subject area and the pane executive subject area. The reason this two panes, you have two pane subject areas right now, they're trying to highlight the best practice. What we intentionally want to do is, we want to create a pane subject area which is very detailed level, having lots of columns and lots of different tables or dimensions in fact, while at the same time you want to configure pane executive dashboard which is going to have a limited set of information at a very high level. So what it does, it helps us define the application into different levels, one at a user level and one other than executive level. So that's a very helpful good practice. You may want to gauge how the requirements are, and based on that you may want to do this. Sometimes that may not be the good practice. If you are having a small set of users using that particular subject area, you might not want the overhead of creating two subject areas. So those are two subject areas. Below that we see the option for creating direct dashboard requests. It's a very powerful tool to be able to create reports hitting directly on the physical layer of the database. So you can write queries directly which are select stars from so and so table, so which is not to be given to simple users but only power users and administrators. Then on the left side we see the different folders available in front of us, which we browsed a few minutes back as well. We have a private area called My Folders, which is only accessible to individual users. Then there are some shared folders which are accessible to different user sets published to them. This is the refresh display icon which just refreshes the screens on this. It's useful in the development mode. Once you make some changes, you added some reports or you are into answers and stuff like that, and you see something coming from the cache, you may want to click this and get a refreshed image. Reload server metadata is another powerful tool which is a kind of a soft bounce on the server. It clears all the cache on the web server as well as the application server. So as a best practice, you may want to give this also to only administrators. At the same time, the create request. So these two links should be only available to powerful users and administrators. Let's go into the pane subject area. So in the pane subject area, you see these folders, or some people call it tables. So depending on, both means the same. So we have a market table, a product table, a period, sales measure, sales share measures, and forecast measures. These measures are the facts in this star schema. So this is a good example where you could have multiple fact tables in a particular star schema which are joined to all the dimensions. That's the important point to note. All the dimensions. If you have facts which join to just a set, we have 3 dimensions in this and 3 facts. All these 3 facts have to join to all the 3 dimensions for things to work together. Otherwise, this subject area may have errors down the line. So those are the tables available, and each of the tables has a set of attributes or columns for us to pick up in the reports. Let's look on the right side of the browser. We have a 4 tabs configured. Let's go through each of them. So the criteria tab, this is the place where you create for your reports, define your criteria. So let's take a few examples. So I click on the region, it brings the field directly on the right plane. Let's take a few more. So it's as simple as clicking the objects and they are right in front of you on the other plane. Below each column you see different kind of icons. It's 4 icons. Let's start through them. The column properties. This is a powerful way to configure this field, how it should look in the UI when the report is displayed. You have column, different kind of settings which you can font, the size, bordering, all this for the style formatting. Then you have the column formatting, how the overall column should look. It should repeat. The value separation is for the repeating the same value again or not. Those kind of things, and we'll go in detail on further slides on how these each attributes are configured. Data format, you could define your date format, your column format, your sizing, and all this over here. This is an interesting one. The conditional formatting. Conditional formatting is very heavily used. You must be seeing, notice on the dashboard we have some objects which are red colored and some are blue or green and this thing. So here is a place where you configure those objects. You can specify if the value of this object is above 100, let's make it blue. If it is below 100, let's make it red. Those kind of configuration formatting for the objects can be done in this tab. The next area is the edit formula. Here we define which particular column. So here we had the market region column. So the column formula says market.region. In case you need to modify this particular thing, you could very well say you want the column heading, custom heading to be, instead of region, let's say sales region. Those kind of formattings can be done for the column as well as the table. You could as well configure this report to come up from a different formula right here in front. So let's take, if you notice here we have a district column. What I'm going to do is just going to use the district out here, and on the fly you have actually changed the column. There are other options apart from these headline changes which you can do is you have the different, this is a new feature, it wasn't available in SQL Analytics. So Oracle OBIEE, they have made it more user friendly to prepare the syntax and functions to be used. So you have the mathematical functions, the concatenate, all those functions you can browse at your leisure time. This is another powerful where you have the functions available in front of you. So you can add different function formatting, you can add aggregations, you could add conversions from one data type to another data type. All kind of things could be added into this area so that you can make your report more and more powerful. So we'll go back and cancel this and just leave it what it was. The next one is the adding filters. So let's say I wanted to have a region values filter on this report. When we click on the filters, these are the options which you get. On the right side of this window, we see this begin with, and this gives you a way to pick up values. So let's do all values for now. So all values gives me all the values for this particular field which are available. So region has 4 different options which I can configure from. Similarly, in case there was a field which had tons of values, you could show it in different formats. Let's say I wanted begins with south, and I just get this particular value. I need to pick the value, and automatically comes into value operator. There are various operators which you can configure, like right now the default is equal to, you can have not equal to, greater than, between, all kind of options available out here. I'm just going to stick with this one particular CS right now. We have clear value. Here if we wanted to add another value, this is another way to go about. Another powerful thing, so you can add a SQL expression out here. You can add a variable, which could be a session repository of presentation. We'll talk about this thing in a later session. So let's pick up these 2 values for now. We have got a report which has 3 attributes. One of them is region coming from a dimension, and 2 of them are coming from facts, that is units in dollars. We have configured a filter which is for the region, south region, and central region. Now, I want to see the results of this report. There are 2 options which I could use: the display results, something which I see out here, or I could click on the results tab. Let me do this one. Here is the report. We got the report ready, and we have got download icon out here. Let me go back to the criteria tab. Now the report which we configured was a basic report which was a tabular format. We are not limited to just a tabular format reporting. We have a very rich variety of set of reports which you can add. So we can have report results stored in chat. Let's click on that. Now it takes you to the chart view. What it does is it provides you now which type of graph you want. It is vertical bar, a line graph. Let's say I wanted a pie chart. So it will automatically configure these for that. It has other finance details which can be configured, the 2D, 3D, and what kind of fill I wanted. So those kind of formatting based on the user preferences or whatever the requirements are, those can be configured. So that's the way the different charts are created. So here I saw the table has got the report formatting. Now I wanted to flip it to my chart. And here I have the chart. In this particular, when you go to the results tab, and you have an option to go to different views. So let's talk about these different views. We have seen the table views before, the chart view. Then you have an option to give a pivot table view, which is a metric kind of thing which you have something on the x-axis and y-axis, a column and a reporting table. I'm not sure it will be having all the information to do that. So here is the pivot table. This is another powerful type of report which you can configure. So you have market as the market region as one of the attributes. Like we do not have so many columns out here, so what we can do that. Let me add a few more. That sort of type. And so here what we have got is we have divided the report into a matrix kind of thing. For central quoting, this is the values. For the southern quoting, this is the values. In terms of units and dollars. So it's divided the reports not only based on region, but it's also divided in the form of the product type. And this is very powerful when you want to create reports, let's say by region for every year. Let's do that. In case I wanted to remove the product column from here, I could do that. I want to do this in the account, and that's what I did. Let me pick up the year column right now. So this is a simple table formatting report which has the region and it's grouped by the year. If I wanted to make it more powerful, I could make it a pivot table and it will give me a column formatting for the years. So this is a very good example where people use the by region and year kind of analysis, year end-to-end kind of analysis, how is this performing. These are the different options we were trying for the reports. Let's go back to the other options. So mainly the report types which I use are the table, the chart, and the pivot table. Gauge, filters are not that heavily used. And there are some other views which you can go in detail later point of time. We talked about the text. This is a static text in the under view which you can add on the result. So what will happen in it will give the report and as well as the data for that particular report. What is the kind of text message you want the users to know. There are different options. You may not be able to go to each and every one, but these are the various options which you can browse as required. I'm going to go back to the criteria view. Here I'm going to do a compound layout. A compound layout is the way that you have an option to put all your different formats which you want. Let's say I wanted to add my table format and my chart in this particular report. So that's the place where you want to compound it all together, and you can keep on adding your content into it. So let's add pivot table. So this makes it a report which is not only tabular format but also a graphical format, a pivot format, and different kind of formattings you can do with the same set of information. It's like right now we have the same set of feeds. Now here we have region, unit, dollars, and year. Again the same set of values out here which are being used, but it's a rich set of data which is being used in a different format, so it will be very powerful. So once the report is created, we have applied the criteria, we have defined the different compound layers, attributes, and views which we want to view. We want to go ahead and save this report. So this is the option where we save the report, and the save icon points me to a location where I would like to save the report. Let's say I have let's use my folder for now. It shows us that's only accessible to me. So let's say demo. So that's the report saved. So what we did is we browsed to the dashboard and now went to ahead and looked at the various options available in answers for a particular report. You could create prompts for the particular report itself, but ideally you may want to do it at the dashboard level, which is dashboard page level, which is more powerful. So this is not that heavily used. Let's go to the advanced tab. The advanced tab, what it does, it gives me the request information in the XML format and also in the logical format. The logical format is very useful. This is the SQL. So now you are not seeing a select star from table kind of thing scenario. It's not a physical SQL which is generated. It is a logical SQL which is stored in the VM layer or the logical layer of the repository. The usage of this, what you could do is, suppose you have an instance where you have a dev environment, QA environment, and production environment. A user says a particular report which is only in the production. He created a report in production and it's not working or giving an error. What you want to do is go to that report, get this value to the advanced state, the SQL, copy this, and come back to dev where it does not have the report. But what will it do? You can directly go back to a report, any particular subject area, go to the advanced tab, and simply copy this content and do a set SQL. This is already set, so I don't need to, but fresh case, it will allow me to create a report on the fly. So I do not have to do whatever I did on the criteria, the picking of the object, and picking of the filters values. So all that will be bypassed, and I can simply have the report ready and I can start debugging it, or for that matter even get it copied from one instance to another. So that's a very powerful use of this particular area. There are some other options which you can add, like distinct, you can select your particular group bys and all those things. These are not that heavily used, and it's recommended for every specific super user or administrator if they are debugging or they are doing something specifically, but I haven't seen that users should be using that very heavily on that. So we'll go back to the criteria. I've already saved the report. Let's place this report on my dashboard. So if you go back, read it, edit dashboard, I see this report in my folder. Okay. Click on the save icon to save it, and here's the report. So that's the way we browse through the dashboard and answers, which is the very widely used two components within the OBIEE applications.